Skadoosh, it's Joey Moss with Bad Boy Gaming. This is a crazy video. This is a regular play booster box of Tarkir Dragonstorm, but it's not that regular. I want you to check this out, and I want you to tell me, what the heck would you do if you started opening packs and the first few packs looked like this? Would you sell them as hot packs, the rest of the box? Would you open all of them up right away? Would you dump them on the second market? Would you hang on to the cards? Like, what would you do? Anyway, here we go. Let's get up into this. Check this out. So this is old school TCG.
Apologize for the mess. I'm in the process of moving. But as I was opening this exact box of Tarkir Dragonstorm, something weird happened. One of the first packs I had gave me, I believe it was these 4 cards. And I sent that to my friend. And I said, is this normal? And he said, no, it's not that normal. So
It's not that normal.
I was like, oh, okay, cool. I kept opening packs. And then like 2 or 3 packs later, I pulled these 4. Another Ruinous Ultimatum, Misty Rainforest, Verdant Catacombs, and Genesis Ultimatum. And I was like, oh, that's actually really cracked. And he said, yeah, that's very insane. But I didn't think much of it because I didn't know if this was...
I like what he's saying there. Like, he asked his friend, is this normal? His friend, nah, not really. You typically get, maybe, if you're lucky, one of these special guests in a box of play boosters. Maybe, if that, okay? I like their commentary. I like his banter back and forth.
Supposed to be normal or not. I don't normally play Magic. I'm more or less a Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon player. And then it happened again, and I got these 3. So, I was told that this is incredibly rare, and that I should open the rest of the box on camera, because this is kind of insane. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to open the rest of this box on camera. So,
this is cool. So we're gonna see he's not just pulling our chain.
And things like that, because I'm standing up, but this is kind of insane. So, it happened again. First pack. Okay, so, yeah, Emergent Ultimatum, Misty Rainforest, yeah. Oh, Ugin, wow, that's actually crap. This is kind of insane. I'm gonna actually
this is like the modern day God
a little
box.
bit further out. I'm gonna keep it recording just for sake of everyone. Yeah, you're gonna see a little bit of a mess, but I don't care. This is kind of insane. Let's get the next pack going. Yeah, I will be posting this onto probably my YouTube channel because this is kind of crazy. Just make sure that this pack is in the thing. I just go the way Rocker's Raksha.
He's a Pokemon Yu-Gi-Oh player. So you guys, just a heads up. If you're into that, I mean, check him out. You know, Magic though. I thought he was strictly about Magic cards when I first came across the video because it popped up in my feed at random. I thought it was the coolest thing, but yeah, not a lot of Magic. But maybe this will get him to play Magic.
Okay, not bad. I'm still looking for Mist Rise Village, if anything. That's like the main card I'm looking for. That's really the only reason why I bought this box, was actually just to grab one of those. So let's see if we actually even get it. Okay. Nothing from here, nothing to note, really. I usually like to take out all the commons and uncommons, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to be doing it this way. This.
Like, where can I get my hands on one of these boxes? You know what I'm saying? Like, here's the thing, because I have opened a God box in the past. It was Kaldheim. A fan of the channel sent it to me. And the box, it came in the mail. It was sealed. And he's like, dude, like, I opened up these boxes from the local game store, and they ended up having, like, it was all God cards or all Mythics. Look at this. This is crazy. All Mythic cards were inside, right? Not every pack, but not every single card, but like every pack had a Mythic. That's crazy. That's considered like a God box. And in Kaldheim, it was, you know, gods were in that set. A lot of gods. We got all the gods, needless to say. But once you come across, let's say you know someone that works at an LGS and they have a sealed case and they open it, and then you get like the first box out of it, and you open that box and you pull something like this, the odds that the rest of that case will be the same is extremely, extremely likely. So something to keep in mind if you know anyone out there that's ever cracked something like this. Hey, where'd you get that box? You know, especially if they bought it from the LGS, left the LGS, went home, opened it up, and then that happened. These kids, if he just bought this box and it wasn't from, apologies if you're not a kid. I didn't mean to say kids, but yeah. This guy, him opening up this box, did he leave I think he left the LGS, right? And he took it home. The first thing I would immediately do, I'm on the fence, okay? Because, like, I do work. You could consider it work. Like, I work with Ground Zero, you know. Oh, scalding tarn, this is nutty. And I open a product for Ground Zero all the time. But if I bought a box from them, a sealed box, and it's just from a sealed case, I don't think there's anything wrong, honestly. But where's the line drawn? I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it. Their whole goal is to sell those boxes, right? Well, I'll just go right back up there and buy the rest of the darn case. You know what I'm saying? Take it on home and baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, why not? You're not doing anything wrong. It's not hurting the the local game store in any which way. The only thing is, it's either like, do you want the profit, or do you want them to realize that and crack open all the boxes and sell out the cards for singles, Guys, I think a lot of us might agree on this one. I'd go back in that LGS. I would do them a solid. Buy that box. Thank you, sir. Here's your money. Thank you for the box. Go home. And I would rip the crap out of those cards, man. But, like, what would you do, though? Like, would you do the same thing? And, I don't really see anything wrong with doing that. It's not something that the LGS messed up on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's something Wizards did, And then after I open them all, I'll go to the LGS and tell them about it. And I'll be like, hey, and I give them like a handful of the cards, like the special guest cards, like, why not? But maybe that's just me. But I don't know. What would you do? Like, well, that'd be crazy, Look at this guy. He's pulling up all the freaking ultimatums, all the dual lands, that you'd want. Like, he's got a pile in front of him. He's still ripping. This is maddening cacophony. Oh my goodness. So this goes on a little bit longer. It's still like, what a box. Yeah, I gotta hear though, like, what would you do? And here's another thing. If you started opening, like, let's say you bought them from the LGS, like, you just went in, you ended up picking up a couple packs. You open one pack and boom, you get that. You crack another, boom, you get that. Here's what would happen. One of two things would happen. Either the owner of the LGS or the person at the counter, because your reaction would definitely trigger them, like, whoa, what's going on? Get their attention. It would alert them. They are now aware of what you're opening and what the contents in that box is. So as a local game store owner, see, here's another thing. Let's play both sides of the fence. You're the local game store owner. Would you leave those packs out on the shelf and allow him to continue to purchase? Or would you be like, nope, gotta stop there. These are mine. See, like, where do you draw the line? Because that's dick mode. If like an owner did that, that's dick mode, right? Where's the line drawn? You see? So you can say, oh, Joey, that's not right, blah, 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 whatever, moral this and that. But is it? Because if the flip side of the coin, the local game store owner most likely would do what he can to shut it down, and keep that for himself. That's usually what happened. This is just a lucky thing to happen, a very lucky thing to happen, like winning a mini lottery. It's up there with winning a little jackpot. Look at that spread. That is gorgeous, man. So yeah, that's the entirety of the video, but I gotta hear your thoughts on that. What would you do if you were the LGS owner? And what would you do if you were just the casual player that picked up some packs? I gotta hear about it. Thanks for watching. Skadoosh.